Okay, welcome back everyone, and this is the Mishna Yomis for Erev Shabbos, Erev Sukkos. So we are doing ahead now to get ready for Yom Tiv, and we are holding by Mishnah Vav and Zayin. Mishnah Vav and Zayin. Am I right? No. Vav and Zayin was today's. That I already did. We're holding by Mishnah Ches and Mishnah Tes. Perek Daled, Mishnah, I almost made a boo-boo there. Mishnah Ches and Mishnah Tes, that's tomorrow's Mishnah Yomis. As we're sponsored by the Fisher family, Nishmas Basi Bas Robert, Shlomo ben Avram Alevi, Perel Bas Ruvain, also Nishmas Chaim Zanvel ben Moshe, Lefush Leimer Felio, Moshe ben Chayesar, L'schus Avram ben Yom Benish ben Malki Yudis and family, by Yol Klugman and family, Lefush Leimer from Aishver, Avigdor Ayer ben Rivka, Meir ben Chayesar. They should have a Lefush Leimer b'Seich Shar Chali Yisrael. Now, there, in the days of heretics, we had to be concerned that somebody was a min. Some say that min is an abbreviation for Maimin Yeshu Noitzri, those that believed in Yoshka. But a min was a heretic. In the olden days, the minim would only wear white clothing, and they would only pray barefoot. So Omer, if a person says, Eini over lifnei hateva b'tzvuin, I won't wear colored clothing, I won't wear black clothing, then af b'levanim lo yaver, then since the heretic only wore white clothing and barefoot, so we don't allow him to daven with white clothing, even though there's nothing wrong with davening with white clothing. But if he insists on only using white clothing, we're afraid he might be a min. If he says, "B'sandal eini over," I'm only going to do barefoot, af yochef lo yaver, we don't allow him to daven barefoot, even though in tropical countries it might have been acceptable to daven barefoot. But if he insists that he'll only daven barefoot, we have to be concerned that he's a heretic. Ha'isat tefilase agula, if he makes his tefillin circular. Now, first of all, sakana, it's dangerous, because if it's not flat, then if he hits a low door, the tefillin could enter into his skull. Ve'ein ba mitzvah, and he doesn't fulfill the mitzvah, because it's halacha that the tefillin have to be square. If nisana al mitzchay, if he puts it on his forehead, so he's literally doing beinei necha, or al pas yadai, or he puts it on the palm, which is literally al yodecha, harizu derech haminas. These are like the heretics that take the Torah literally and don't accept the Torah Shebal Peh. Tzipan Zov, if instead of making it with hide, he coats it with gold, or in his son al base unkilei shalai, or he puts it outside over his sleeve, harizu derech achitzayin. These are the ways of people who are outside the Torah. They don't accept the Torah's interpretation. Ha'emer yevarchucha toivin. If he says, only good people will bless you, that means he's excluding that, meaning only good people will bless God. That means he's excluding sinners from blessing Hashem. Harizu derech haminas. That's the way of minas, because we know that the Ketairis, the 11 ingredients of the Ketairis, has one foul-smelling ingredient, the chelbanam, the golbanam, to teach us that we include the sinner in our prayers. That's what Tzibur stands for. Tzibur stands for Tzadikim Beinanim Rishon. So that's the way of heretics. Al kan tzibur yagiu rachamecha. If we say, Hashem, your mercy extends to the bird's nest. So therefore we're interpreting the law of Shiluach HaKan as a law of mercy, which the Rav says it's rather a law of, it's fulfilling Hashem's command. It's his gezerah. If it would be mercy, he would say, leave the birds alone and don't kill them. So you can't interpret it as an act of compassion. If he says, Al toiv yizacher shmecha, your name should be mentioned for good. We only thank you for the good. We know we mevarach ala toiv v'ala ra. Lo aleinu, we say on ra baruch dayan emes. Or if he says maidim, that implies that he's worshiping two deities, a deity of good and a deity of bad. Mishaskin, I say, we silence him. Hamekana ba'aroyas. If he says that which it says you shouldn't uncover the nakedness of your mother, he interprets it to mean you shouldn't reveal her shame. You shouldn't tell people the shameful things that she does. Mishaskin, I said, but that's not what it means. It's talking about a sexual act. If he interprets wrongfully the pasuk, from your children you shouldn't pass through the idolatry of Melech, which means that they had an idolatry where they made two fires and they passed the child through the fires. And he interprets this pasuk to mean that from your seed you shouldn't impregnate a guy, because that will cause the child from the guy to worship Molech. And he says that the pasuk, which is in Issacharus, is referring to sleeping with a Goya, which will lead to having children that will worship Molech. And he translates it wrongfully. Or mezarach, from your seed. You shouldn't impregnate a Goyish woman, which would then cause you to have a child that will worship Molech. You silence him with rebuke, because that's wrong. Sleeping with a Goya is not an Issacharus, and that's not pshat in the pasuk. The pasuk is talking about idolatry. Okay, so the next year will be a Yirtzeh Hashem, zoomdaf.com, Motzi Yom Tov, Sunday night. I would imagine that it will be 8:30. I think so, broadcasting from Greenwald Caterers in Connecticut. We are looking for a sponsor for next Wednesday night, 718-916-3100, rmmwsi@aol.com. Thank you for joining us, and have a wonderful Shabbos and a wonderful Yom Tov.